Hi everyone, it's Plant Mama Tatiana, and today I have a little gift from Airplant Garden, so let's do a little unboxing and talk about airplant care. So this is from Airplant Garden. They do little subscription boxes and ship air plants. I just opened the box and here is the little air plant. It kind of looks like a little pineapple or the top of a pineapple plant. It's really cute. Let's see what's inside this box. We have the care guide and a little ID card, and ooh, there's this little part of the box that says pull me out and use me as a stand until you find another way to display the plant. Be creative. So that's perfect. Helpful. I need to get one of those cute little air plant hanging things that I see all over the internet. Here is the little card about this air plant. This is a peachaboo, also known as a Tillandsia Capitata airplant. So that's this little guy. Let's call it a peachaboo because that's easier to say. It's called a peachaboo because it can get a surprising burst of peach coloring as it grows. So that's super exciting. I hope I get to see that. It's mostly green, like a winter green right now, so it hasn't gotten any peach yet. It grows thick and sturdy leaves and can withstand tougher conditions than others in the airplant family. So don't worry if you forget to water it. It makes a good air plant for first timers, which I am. I'm an air plant first timer. I do have air plants that are hanging outside under a tree, but I don't really do anything with them. They're kind of out in nature. So this is my first indoor air plant. So if you all don't know, an air plant, as the name suggests, doesn't need much more than air and a little bit of water to survive. They can be set on any surface, hang in the air, cradled somewhere. Most air plants like lots of light, but they don't like more than 4 hours of direct sunlight per day. Most of them do really well with bright indirect light or even under the fluorescence if you're indoors or in an office. In the wintertime or in cooler climates, you can soak the air plant twice a month or every 2 weeks, and then when it's warmer out in the summer or hotter like in Florida where I am now, you would submerge this weekly for about 15 minutes in water or mist several times a week, whichever is your preference. So I'm a mister. I would probably mist this a few times a week, and then every once in a while when I remember and I'm doing a plant care day, I would submerge this. So it's important to keep your air plant moist. Too dry and the air plant can become dehydrated and die, so we don't want that. But too moist and the air plant can rot, so you don't want this to be sitting in water either. So right out of the box, I'm going to need to spray this air plant pretty generously with water since it's been shipped here and it's probably a little bit dry. I can probably start off by also dumping this in a bucket of water for an hour or two a week. I will probably go the misting route because I don't have a bucket of water on me. I thought I had my mist bottle, but I don't, so pretend I'm spritzing it. I'm too lazy to get up. I got my spray bottle, so you want to mist it generously like so a few times a week depending on your environment, or at least once a week if it's hotter out, if not twice a week, and you'll see that it starts to lose that kind of papery white texture. So that's one way that you can water your air plants, and of course you can also do a little bath, which I'm not going to do right now, but you get the idea. So mist it, put it in a tub of water. It's pretty simple. So you definitely want to take into account your environment, the amount of humidity you have, the amount of heat you have, the amount of sunlight you have, and factor in how much these plants can dry out, because these plants are absorbing water and nutrients through their leaves as opposed to having roots. So a common question is, how do I know if my air plant is too dry? If the leaves have a texture of paper or parchment and have a little flexibility or have lost their vibrant color, that's a good indicator that your plant could use a soak. And how do you know if your air plant is too damp? The leaves at the closest to the base of the air plant will pull away with a little tug, and the surface of the leaves will start to rot. So at this time, I can tell these aren't really pulling away. These are pretty firm. So this to me feels like it's more dry than moist, and they're starting to get this kind of papery, dry feeling to them. So I know that this definitely needs some moisture. So air plants don't like extreme temperature. You want to keep your air plant between 50 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So basically, if it's comfortable for you, it should be comfortable for your air plant. It's normal for some of the lower leaves to fall off, as it is with any plant, especially as it acclimates to a new environment. They start to shed some of those leaves, but it's okay. Those leaves can be gently pulled off of your air plant, very similar to another houseplant where you would remove the under leaves that are slowly drying and coming off. So this air plant can also produce offshoots or pups, which would be really exciting. Once the air plant pup reaches about a third of the size of the other air plant, it can be gently removed from the parent plant. You would want to hold both the pup and the parent plant at the base and gently twist off the pup from the base of the air plant. And you want to do that in a downward motion. And that one will hopefully bloom and produce pups of its own. So that's a little bit on Airplant 101. It's really important to keep these moist, but not overwater them. Do not let them rot, and make sure they don't get too much direct light, but they do like a good amount of indirect bright light. I will put a link to Airplant Garden in the description below, as well as to this little guy that I have. So if you're interested in checking them out, you can. I will keep you updated on how my air plant is doing and how I hang it up. Let me know if you have any air plants in your houseplant collection, how you care for them, if you find them to be very easy or very difficult. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!